Welcome to this edition of Tours Baseball Player Line, JV edition. I am Mike Dudas with my co-host, Bobby Schulz. Hello, Bobby.
Hi, what's up?
Nothing much. Tell us who you invited to this week's show.
This week I brought Finn Minnery and Diego Gutierrez.
All right. Hello, Finn and Diego. How are y'all doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. I'm doing good.
Great. Thank you for joining us. We have a lot of fun doing this, so I hope when this is all said and done, you're going to go, I want to do this again. So it's our hope at the end of the season to have a reunion show and get the whole team on here. How cool would that be to have all the squares filled up with the whole team and you guys just talking about the season and everything. But first things first, let's start with Finn. Finn, what grade are you in?
I'm a freshman in high school.
A freshman. All right. And this year you basically have played which positions?
I play outfield and pitcher.
Outfield and pitching. I think I've seen you in center field sometimes too, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's kind of like two of the main command positions, right? Out there on the field. Is there one position you prefer over the other?
No, sir. I'm there ready to play whatever position they need me to do.
Whatever direction the coach points you at, you're always ready, right?
Yes, sir.
At Ball High, you've already established you are a freshman, a ninth grader. What small learning community are you in?
I'm in STEM.
STEM. And what are your classes this year? So for a freshman, you have a loaded up schedule.
Yes, sir. I have 8 classes to do.
8 classes. All right. So what classes you're taking? So I'm assuming you are knowing Finn for the win. You probably taking maybe an AP class or a pre-AP class or classes. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So what tell us your schedule.
I take geometry, biology, English, engineering, history, art, and baseball.
Art and baseball. And I think peeking over your shoulder, all your classes are like pre-AP or honors, correct?
Honors.
Honors, okay. So you have a pretty full schedule. I think Bobby will agree. Every player we've had on the show this year has a pretty loaded schedule, right, Bobby? You would agree with that?
Yes, sir.
So, Finn, what is your favorite class that you really enjoy each and every day?
My favorite class is engineering.
Engineering. So what do you like engineering the most?
Well, it's the class it's my elective within my community, and I'm interested in learning more about it.
And who's the teacher in that class?
Mr. Godfrey.
Okay, Mr. Godfrey. So he probably makes it real interesting and that type of thing. I always hear a lot of good things about Mr. Godfrey.
Yes, sir. He's great.
And which one of your 8 classes that you have to really work hard at every single day to succeed?
Definitely geometry.
Geometry. So what makes it really challenging?
Mr. Dickey always keeps me up on my toes, and he just pushes me to the limit.
Yeah, when you say Mr. Dickey, I would probably be scared to have him for math, right? He, I know he's a really an excellent teacher, but he really pounds it into you, right? He loves his math, right? Do you have a lot of homework in math?
It depends on the day, but most of the time, yes.
Okay, and I already know the answer to this question, but so you're a face-to-face student, right? So you come to class every single day, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's move over to Diego. Hello, Diego, again. Let's talk about Diego, the student. So which small learning community are you in?
I'm in biomed.
Biomed. So we have a STEM and a biomed guy here. And so tell us your schedule. What's your schedule like this year?
I have a lot of AP classes. I take Algebra 2, AP Chemistry, Human Body Systems, AP Human Geography. Then I have English, and then I also have Aquatic Science.
Wow, Bobby, here's another one with a pretty loaded schedule too. I mean, Bobby has a loaded schedule too, so you're pretty loaded. Also, what grade are you in?
I'm in 10th grade. I'm a sophomore.
You're a sophomore, all right. And which is your favorite class?
It would have to be Human Geography. Is pretty interesting.
So I know several other students along the way have said human geography they really like. So what do you like about it the most?
Um, I like how all the topics we've covered are in there are pretty interesting, like about economics and people moving and everything, and it's been pretty interesting.
And who's your teacher in that class?
Mr. Bueller.
Mr. Bueller, yeah. I'm sure he makes it very interesting, right? And probably entertaining
Yeah.
at times too, right?
Yeah, my class is a fun class. We talk a lot.
Well, that's good. Interactive, right?
Yeah, sure.
And which one of your classes that you have this year that you had to really work hard every day to succeed?
Algebra 2, because I'm really not good at math, but also another one would be AP chemistry.
Both probably classes have a lot of math in it, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So Finn and Diego, how do you balance having such a loaded class schedule with baseball? I mean, baseball is like a full-time job within itself. You go to practice every day. I know you probably come home tired a lot. Get up the next day, go to school, have homework. So how do you balance that? I guess we'll start with Finn first.
I try to do as much work as possible before baseball and after, just to time my schedule out evenly.
So you're saying make your time in class count the most. Like, don't
Yes,
waste
sir.
any time
Yes, sir.
because that minimizes the homework later. Correct.
Definitely.
I talked to some guys last night and they said the same thing. It's like, especially with the hour and 45-minute classes this year, you have a lot of time. So if you finish your work early in that class, uh, get on the computer and finish work in other classes too. Correct.
Yes, sir.
So you found that minimizes your homework, but you probably still have homework, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is your routine after practice? What time does practice generally end every day?
It depends on the day, but odd days it ends around 6:30, and even days it ends around 4:30.
So one day you're off a little bit earlier than the other. So you leave practice, and what happens? What's your general routine?
Get home, eat, get my backpack out, and do homework, and try to. I do stuff. I do homework. I do some homework now, and then take a shower, get ready, brush my teeth and everything, and then do a little bit before bed.
And that's not including game days when you're not at home. Sometimes to 10 o'clock, right, or even later if you
That's
had
the
to
toughest.
travel, right? So you
Yes,
really
sir.
have to juggle everything. So Diego, you're back on with the same question. How do you balance that all? When I mean, you're a sophomore, and I just heard you list off all these AP classes, and I know you have a ton of work, probably essays, homework. So how do you balance all that with life as a high school baseball player?
It's difficult because you certainly have a lot going on, but I get most of my homework and schoolwork done after practice when I get home after school. Usually after we get home from practice, I'll hit some more, and then after that, I'll go home. Go upstairs, eat, and then do homework.
All right, sounds like good advice, and I'll throw it over to Bobby. So Bobby, tell us about having these guys as teammates. What's it like having them as teammates?
I mean, it's good. Finn, I'm glad he's pitching. He's a really good pitcher. I feel confident when he's pitching that we can win the game as long as we help him out hitting.
And he's a lefty too, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Mhm.
Yes, sir. And then with Diego, he's always been a really good hitter. So I can count on him to at least put the ball somewhere and play, move runners over, get hits, stuff like that. I can count on him to do that.
So I have a question for Diego. So with myself, Bobby, and Finn, so it all looks like we're just in random rooms of our house. It could be our bedroom, family room, whatever. So where are you at?
I'm downstairs in home gym I have.
A home gym. All right. So that's pretty cool. So you want to turn the camera around and give us a tour of your home gym? I know before we started, we saw a couple different things, but it looked pretty cool.
Yes, we have a stationary bike right here, and then towards the wall we have bars and bands, stuff like that. And then we have the squat rack and everything, and we have a rope, med balls, and then more down in the corner we have more weights and stuff like that. And there's a speaker, and everything. But it's a little messy right now, but that's pretty much it. And then
That's pretty.
in front of it,
That's
there's a
pretty cool.
whiteboard.
So it looks like quite an investment. So do you spend a lot of time down there?
I try to. Right now, like during school, and I know baseball season is harder for me to get in here. But like during the summertime, and during like winter, fall, and everything, I'm down here most of the time.
So you don't have to join a gym. You have a gym right at your house, right?
Yeah.
So Finn and Diego, they're as we're kind of getting towards the end of the school year, and students are thinking about schedules for next year, in particular eighth graders who are dreaming about coming to Ball High next year and playing baseball. What's your biggest piece of advice for students coming next year, ninth graders coming in and wanting to try out for baseball? What was some pieces of advice based on your own learning experiences that you can give them?
I guess I'll go. One thing would have to be learn how to compete at a higher level, because once you get to high school, there's a lot of kids and there's a lot of different competition and stuff like that. So you have to know how to compete, because if you're not doing good, there's always a guy to take your spot too. So you have to constantly be on it.
And what about you, Finn? So Finn, you're a freshman. So have you always dreamed about coming to Ball High or playing baseball at any high school at the high school level?
Yes, sir, I have.
So how was the dream different from reality? Was it the same, different? What surprised you the
It's pretty
most?
difficult, to be honest. Same as Diego, you got to up your game, work hard, and never give up.
So constantly, like you said, work hard, never give up. How is teamwork important in that mix? Learning how to deal with all the personalities and trying to figure out where you fit in.
Teamwork is very important. Um, you have to kind of get the gist of everyone, and you have to trust them, especially trust them during games or otherwise at school.
All right. What about you, Diego?
Yeah, that's important, because if you don't trust each other and you can't work as a team, you can't win ball games like that. So you definitely have to get along as a team and play good as a team.
So let's talk about the trust factor. So Finn, you're a pitcher, freshman pitcher, and Bobby's a sophomore catcher and has caught most of his baseball life. So just describe your relationship with Bobby and that trust, because if you don't get along with your catcher or have that trust, then it's not going to work.
Yes, we have to work as a unit. I trust him very much. I try not to, we're very close friends, and I, up on the mound, try not to get in my head. I trust him as a catcher, backs me up, and makes me comfortable up on the mound.
What about you, Bobby, working with a pitcher like Finn?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me in that, like, I guess, trust relationship thing is that maybe like if I call a curveball in the dirt or something, you have to let him throw it as good as he can, because and like I have to be able to block it. Like, I have to let him trust that I can block it, and then I have to block it and show him that I can do it. So that he will want to throw that more, you know?
Mm-hmm. So when you give the signs to Finn, do you pretty much have the freedom to call the game, or who gives you the lead, or do you get signs from the dugout?
No, I mostly just call the game. There's a few situations sometimes where I'm not sure what I should do in that situation. I'll just look over to the dugout, and Coach Easter will just give me a quick sign to whether fastball, curveball, changeup, whatever. But yeah, I'm most of the game I just call it on my own.
And with Finn being a left-hander, and which has their own unique characteristics and styles, and throwing from that direction, how different is it catching a left-hander versus a right-hander?
It's not too different. The main difference is the way that a fastball tails. Like, for a righty, it'll kind of go more like that, kind of more towards your glove side. But with the lefty, you'll catch it more on your right side most of the time.
And during the game, when you call time and go out and talk to Finn or any other pitcher, what's generally said? I know some of us in the stands have always joked, we're probably just saying, hey, we're going to go play video games after the game. We got this or whatever. What goes on in those conversations?
It depends on the situation, but most of the time, if they're just having a rough few batters, I usually just go up there and tell them just to calm down. Maybe tell them one little thing they can work on, get their mind off of bad pitching, and then I just tell them like relax, like slow yourself down, and just focus. Focus is the main thing.
Trying to go out there, keep them focused. I know a lot of times the coach will call from the dugout, hey, call timeout and go talk to your pitcher, right?
Yeah. Sometimes another big thing is just telling them like if he gets the ball, what to do. That kind of sometimes that gets their mind off the pitching and just lets them relax and throw a strike, and they'll know what to do if the ball comes to them.
And Diego, I think we accidentally glossed over. What positions do you play?
I put third and catcher.
Third and catcher. Okay, so you probably back up the backup catcher, right? Because I tend to see Bobby more as a catcher, right?
Yes, sir.
But you always got to be ready to step in, correct, if need be.
Yes, sir.
How is it different catching? And I mean, they're obviously two different positions. So how do you stay fresh in your mind if you don't know where you're going to start? You know, if you're going to unexpectedly have to catch a game, or if coach tells you you're going to play third base, how do you keep that separate in your mind?
I've always work on catching like when I'm home and stuff like that. So if I get ever told I have to catch and everything, I already know it's like, yeah, I got this in the bag. I can catch and everything.
And you said work on it at home. What do you do at home to improve your skills?
If I need to work on like just blocking the ball or framing the ball or catching the ball or getting my throws down to second, that's something I would do.
Okay. So the last couple of questions I have for you, we always ask the guys, and I'll start with Bobby. Bobby, in one word, describe Finn and Diego.
Finn, with one word, I'll just say, funny. Or I guess positive. Yeah, he's never down on himself. I rarely see him getting mad at other people, getting mad at himself. I normally see him just like relaxing, taking deep breaths, and going right back at it.
And I've noticed that too about Finn. He's positive, but he's all business too, right?
Yeah.
And having fun too. You can balance all that. All right. What about Diego?
Diego is hardworking for sure. You'll always catch him hitting more, whatever he can to do more.
Of course, look where he's at tonight, right? He chose for his
just
setting.
got done working out.
Yeah, we interrupt his workout, right? He is in, right?
Yeah.
All right, Finn, your turn. Describe Bobby and Diego in one word.
Bobby, I would say definitely determined. He's always determined to do something better, to work on it and adjust. And Diego, it's a hard one. Hold on. I would have to say hardworking too. He's always working on himself, working out, adjusting, making better plays, and working on his throws.
All right, Diego, your turn.
For Bobby, I would definitely say a competitor. He's definitely like always trying to compete. He can be funniest guy outside of the game, but like when it comes to game time, he's ready to work and ready to compete and win a ball game. And for Finn, man, I would have to say he's pretty positive in the dugout too. Even on the field, when he's having a bad game and everything, he's still in it. He's still positive on and off the field.
And Diego, I think that's important. You were saying like someone like Bobby, who's fun to be around, he's funny, but when game time, he can flip that switch and be all business, correct?
Yes, sir.
So without mentioning any names, and I don't even know this, any names recently or whatever, but I'm sure you guys have played with guys in the past where, it's fun in games outside the dugout, but sometimes maybe they brought too much of it into the dugout too. Have you ever had that experience? It's kind of like, come on, man, this is time to get serious. Sure. I'm here to win, not to, I want to have a good time too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how have you dealt with those type of situations in the past? Do you ignore it, or do you pull a guy aside and say this is not the way to act right now, or how would you deal with that?
Me personally, I would like go over and talk to the guy and tell him like, hey, we need to chill out and focus for a second. Because I mean, I don't want to call him out in front of everyone, but
Right.
I just like to take him over aside and talk to them.
All right.
Our
What about you?
coaches,
Yeah, go ahead. I'm
our
sorry about
coaches
what.
do a good job of it. They always like if maybe someone's getting too out of hand, our coaches are quick to put them in check, keep the game,
Right.
like keep everyone focused together. And sometimes if they're like just kind of ruining the vibe in the dugout, taking the energy negative and stuff, you just gotta tell everyone together, even if it's just one person, just maybe like turn around, just tell everyone focus on the game, positive energy,
Mhm.
like focus about all that other stuff after the game. Yeah.
And what about you, Finn?
Coaches will usually handle it, keep people in check, but I try to set a good example for everyone to follow.
Does anyone else play any other sports? Finn, do you play any other sports, or is baseball your only sport?
I used to play multiple sports, but coming into ball high, I played tennis and baseball.
Okay. And what about you, Diego?
I pretty much played baseball all my life. That's the only sport I've ever done. The only other sport I have done, and it was for a quick while, which I do want to get back into, it was fencing.
Wow, fencing. So tell us about fencing.
It's been a while since I've done that, and I want to get back into it. But fencing is pretty much sword fighting. It's an Olympic sport and stuff like that. And there's 3 different types of swords that you could fight. And I used to do tournaments and stuff like that.
Really? Where at? Where did you play fencing at?
They used to. I don't know if they still have it, but there was a club in O'Connell, and it wasn't with the school, but they just had it in the school, and they used to do a whole bunch of fencing practices and stuff like that in the gym.
So how do you train to be a fencer?
A lot of it's hand-eye coordination and footwork. You have to be fast on your feet and then fast with your hands too, because it's a fast-paced sport.
Wow. Well, congratulations on that. That sounds very challenging. Probably something that really helps keep you in shape too, right?
Yeah, it'd definitely be a lot of cardio.
Exactly. All right. To wrap up, Finn, what does TBOD mean to you?
It's something special. Um, it means that it means to have faith in everyone, trust each other, and play as a team, work as a unit.
And what about you, Diego?
Pretty much what Finn said. It's like play as a team, be a family. Got to get along as a group of guys and play good baseball.
All right. And so to wrap up the week, so as we record and have our conversation right now, this is Wednesday the 31st. So tomorrow is Thursday, April 1st. And of course, we have the Friday holiday. So instead of playing Friday, we're playing tomorrow. So tell me about tomorrow's game. Where are you all playing?
I'll be catching.
Okay, so you were playing out of town, right? You're not playing at home, right? You
Yes, sir. We're playing out of town.
Okay, where are you playing at? Is it Baytown you're playing tomorrow?
Baytown League.
Baytown League, all right. So Diego already knows he's catching tomorrow. What about you, Finn? Are you pitching? Are you done this week for pitching, or is it your turn?
Yes, sir. I'm pretty positive that I'm playing in the outfield somewhere.
All right. And last night, I understand you had a close game, right? It was 5-4.
Yes, sir.
Even though we were on the loss side, but it sounds like a good close game.
Yeah.
So, and that's been a lot of your games. It's been, I mean, you've won a big handful of games, of course, lost some. And of course, in that mix, it's like any team, sometimes you get blown away a game or two, but that's time to regroup and figure out what you went, what went wrong. And then others were really close. So sounds like you guys have had a kind of a taste of everything this year, correct?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
How fun or difficult was it playing those tournaments where you had all those games stacked on top of each other?
That was fun. A lot of fun.
It was really fun. Very competitive.
Y'all like that, where you traveled and went and played 2 games, came back home and got back up and went and played some more, and then came back home and went back again?
Yes, sir.
What makes it fun?
Sir.
What makes it fun?
And if you didn't know your teammates before, you probably know them by then because you spent so much time with them, correct?
Yep.
All right, guys. Bobby, do you have anything else to say about these two guys?
No, I think we covered it all.
All right. Well, Finn and Diego, thank you for being our guest. And this is definitely not the last time we'll see you on Tours Baseball Line JV edition. We will have a big reunion show at the end of the season and get the whole team on here. So we'll yuck it up and laugh and tell funny stories and everything. So I appreciate you guys taking time out of your very busy schedule for being a part of it. And good luck tomorrow night. And you guys have a nice weekend.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Thank
you,
you for having
too.
me.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for having me.